Hello and happy spooky season. My name is Claire and I like doing Sims 4 speed builds here on my channel. And this home is for a spellcaster with a baby. It can sleep up to two Sims plus a baby, not an infant, but like it just got out of the hospital baby. I know it feels a little confusing with the new infant update, and it's technically not new, it's been out for a few years, but this is a one bedroom, one bathroom home in the world that came with the Realm of Magic expansion pack. If you're new to my channel, I love doing builds based off of occults during this spooky season. And so last week's video was a collaboration of all of the different occults, and now I'm going to be focusing on three of those occults, more specifically, starting off with the Spellcaster occult, and then next week will be a werewolf occult. So we are just going to be now heading on to the inside. I originally wanted this home to be a spellcaster home, but also a solid color challenge, and everything would be dark and moody, and I wanted to do this because I wanted it to feel like a dark witch's cottage, but I am making this for spellcasters, which are the same thing. Was originally planning on making it for like one sim, but now it's two sims and a baby. So we are just going to be working on the little entryway table and going to be working on like artwork for this main area. It's kind of like the area that connects all of the spaces, and going to be working on it, just a little bit of like figuring stuff out. This was a pretty simple floor plan, but I did feel like I was having some trouble of just like figuring out, like, should the kitchen be in the front of the house or the back of the house, or should the bathroom be bigger or smaller? And so now we're going to be working on the kitchen area, but this area does get moved around a lot. It does end up being in the front of the house, so we are just going to be adding a sink and going to be adding an island, or this is what I was trying to do. I realized it was too small for an island, and so I do get a little like entryway table to like act as an island, but it's not like functional. Your Sims won't be able to like prepare food on it or anything. So we are just going to be adding another little cabinet and going to be adding a trash can, which I know it's kind of funny I'm still like narrating this part since I said I'm going to delete it, but I wanted to make sure I included this in the video in case you want to have the kitchen on the back side of the house. And if you do want to play in this home, you can find all the information down in the description. My gallery ID is the same as YouTube, green_rose_sims, and it's also the same on Instagram. I am so close to 200 subscribers, which I think is super cool. I love seeing these numbers grow, and it means so much to me when these numbers increase. And we're also getting close to a 150 subscribers here on YouTube. I've been making YouTube videos for about 5 years, and so seeing these number and this YouTube channel grow has mean so much to me. Thank you so much to those who have hit the subscribe button, tune in every week to watch my builds. I can't tell you how much it means to me, and I just can't stop saying thank you enough. So we are just going to be moving the kitchen around, and I'm doing this because I was trying to see if the kitchen on this side would be bigger somehow to make a more space and have like an island in the kitchen. It didn't end up working, but I still liked having this kitchen over here on the front of the house. And I also feel like I could have like made these area into like one room into two rooms, but I wanted it to be a little bit open concept so there wouldn't be so many doors in that main entrance area to the house. So we are just going to be adding a living room into this open kitchen space, and I do have a dining room table in this area. So this area of the house, like the left wing of the house, is kind of like the main living space, and then the right side of the house is kind of like the work and sleep areas. And so we are just going to be moving the living room to this back wall where the kitchen originally was, and going to be kind of working on a layout of furniture for this room. And I did play with the wall separating the two spaces, but it still just felt too cramped for this home. I was trying to go for a smaller home on purpose, so we are just going to be adding another square to the room so then I have a little bit larger kitchen. And now we're working on a little like office area but then it turned into a dining room area. And now we're just going to be adding a chair to the entrance of the home because in real life I appreciate having a chair to sit on when I take off my shoes, but that area does get moved around just slightly because I had my sim go into the magic realm to get a broomstick to place in this home for the screenshots at the end of the video. So we are just going to be adding some decorations into the kitchen now. I usually do this a lot sooner in my builds, but with all the like back and forth of like the layout of the kitchen, I just kind of forgot and I needed a little break from the kitchen area because it was just getting kind of like frustrating not like knowing if this layout was working or like functional. So we are just going to be adding that dining room table. There are bar stools, and I know earlier I said there is space for a baby, but there's no high chair. I'm thinking of like the babies that are like stuck in the bassinet, and so they don't really need a high chair or a crib. It's very just like the baby is stuck in the bassinet stage of being a small child in The Sims. So we are just going to be adding some decorations to the living room and going to be heading into the left side of the house, but I was feeling like this main entrance was feeling a little empty, and so I decided to add this cute little moon chart into the hallway area, and I also added a nice little base game flower picture. I was trying to go for witchy core in this home, but I feel like we kind of need another like dark academia kit maybe to help with this like witchy style. Also probably some items from the new fairy pack. I currently do not have that fairy pack, and so that probably would have also helped with the witchy core aesthetic I was trying to go for in this home. And now we are in the office slash layer slash spellcasting area. I was still holding on to this idea of having a solid color challenge in this home, and so I kind of like released my idea into this room where there are black and gray everything in here. The only thing that's like not black and gray is the door to the room. I wanted the door to obviously match the hallway, and the hallway has to match the rest of the house. So I wanted the door to also be a little bit deceiving, like, oh no, there's not like dark magic going on in this room. Look, a pretty like stained glass windows to the door, and so it's a little bit of a disguise. It's like they're trying to hide something, and then what they're trying to hide is that they're doing like dark magic. So we are just going to be working on a nice little like library wall, and this area does turn out a little bit different. I was trying to put in a lot of like potion bottles and different like spellcaster items into this room, particularly because there are just a lot of like spellcaster items, and this is a very small room, so it was kind of hard to rearrange it to fit all the items I wanted to fit in. I kind of like pre-planned in my head to put in. So we are just going to be adding these hanging flowers, put them above the window for like one, privacy, and then two, so they can like dry out and be like the perfect texture for a potion. And so now we're going to be just kind of reworking the bookshelf area and going to be adding a lot of little witchy spellcaster stuff. I do add two of these lights, and I made them rotate so it looks like one big lamp or light above the cauldron. So now we're going to be now in the primary bedroom, and this is the moment where I'm like, you know what? This family needs a baby in it, so we are going to be adding the bassinet into this room so it's easy for the parents to keep up. And now we're going to be adding a fireplace and going to be adding these rugs. I love these rugs from the Spellcaster Robo Magic pack because it looks like you can have like one big runner in the house. I did forget about that when I was making the hallway, but I was still kind of attached to having this layered look in the main hallway area. I just kept it. So we're just going to be adding this little wand holder and going to be adding some lamps on the side table. One reason why I didn't do a like solid color challenge in this home is because I did that kind of already in my last week's video where it was for a spellcaster, and that spellcaster had a very dark academia area, and so I wanted to go for something a little bit different in this home. And now we're just going to be adding a curtain above the door. That door is like the only window in this room, and so I'm like, you know what, just gonna have to pull double duty. I know I probably could put one on the side. I just wanted to kind of keep this area a little bit simple, and so now we're going to be working on the exterior quickly. So this area has a spot for your Sims to practice their spells, kind of like battle each other, and then we are just going to be going through the home to add final details. At the very end of the video we're at right now, there is a lot of potion bottles, and you may have not seen them earlier because I cut out the part where I used the cheat BB dot show hidden objects, BB testing objects, and then finally debug to get some more potions. I'm pretty sure I did that cheats in the wrong order, but now we are in the one and only bathroom, and as you can see, there is plenty of room for a toddler potty when your baby ages up into a toddler. So we are just going to be adding all the essentials. Luckily, the Realm of Magic pack did come with bathroom items. Sometimes they don't have all of the essentials when it comes to kits, but luckily there is a bathroom items in this kit. The only thing I wish it had, but it doesn't have, is a tub. So this tub you see is actually from the base game, and now we're just going to be adding a curtain and going to be adding a rug because I wanted to keep it in the bedroom, but it felt like a circular rug would be better. So I still got my rug in this bedroom, and we are getting close to the end of the video, so I hope you enjoyed watching. If you did, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. I post new videos every single Tuesday, and if you have any build suggestions for me, make sure to leave them down in the comments. If you want to play in this home, all the information will be down in the description. And if you haven't yet, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. Thank you so much to those who have already hit those buttons, and I hope to see you all next week for another Sims 4 video. Bye!